Right, this is Death Metal Podcast. This is the Phlegm Jim Fleet edition. So this is the tribute to Jim Fleet from Phlegm, who passed away about 10 days ago or so. I knew Jim pretty well, like for a pretty damn long time, so I felt like he did a lot for the death metal scene, especially like from like 89 to like 93, 92, 93. And it's like he put like all these bands on, and then like say if you were a band that came from out of town, like he would either help you get from the airport or you could sleep at his house, you know what I mean? Like he would really hook it up, dude. You know, like he was definitely the man, you know? And then in the early days too, he booked like some of the most like influential like death metal bands like in Rhode Island, you know? So like if you had like Death or Carcass or Dark Angel. I mean, Dark Angel when it was popping, dude, you know, like when it was thrash, when it was old. And then beyond that, I mean, you really had an innovator as far as like Phlegm in general, because like the grindcore sound mixed with like death metal and then the blasts, a lot of stuff, man, a lot of stuff going on there. So what's up to everybody, Death Metal Podcast watchers? Like I said, this is going to be the Jim Fleet edition. I got a special guest backstage already and a few more on the way. What's up, everybody? Yeah, cool, man. Definitely. What's going on? Greetings, Carla. So yeah, everybody, what's up, chat room? Yes, double dose. Yeah, so tonight also, just to announce, like, after the Jim Fleet edition at 10:30 p.m. our time, 7:30 Pacific, there's going to be an interview with Head Split Records, too. So they have a massive and extensive discography of mostly death metal, but like they just keep coming out with release after release after release. So like for them not to be on Death Metal Podcast would be a travesty. And they're cool dudes, too. So what's going on, brother? How's it going, Leslie? No Balone. Yeah, all the same freaks. Yeah, rest in peace to Jim. So, basically, I'm gonna play a song, and then we're gonna start bringing in first guest. We're gonna go back in time.
Yeah.
Right, so we had that was early demo, and we have a special guest here, Andy Fuckface Jones, the
How you doing?
drummer. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
The drummer from Phlegm on the Consumed by the Dead demo. I thought it was funny earlier.
Sans Rectum was before my time. I was still rocking with Dokken when they came out with Sans Rectum.
There's a part of this I want to show too, which this is kind of important, like historical things. It's just like when you're like, "Yo, how you doing?" This is like when I think back, I think about Jim, and he did this one interview, and he had those sunglasses on and that hat filter.
Great. We couldn't wait for him to do that interview, right? Because we were all like, "Hey, Fleet's going on." So we were all texting each other, going, "You watching Fleet? You watching Fleet tonight?" And all of a sudden he showed up, and the hat and glasses wouldn't go away.
I know.
We lost it for like 2 hours.
Dude, they were on cam, like in the video, and then like they shoot onto Fleet, but they like stay on Fleet.
Yeah,
like
that was fucking hilarious.
And it was so hilarious because because Jim was like, with the Italian accent kind of thing going on with the fucking glasses and shit. Dude, that was so funny, man. He was hilarious.
Yeah.
And the stories he was telling were pretty hilarious too,
Oh yeah.
Like he would be like, "Yeah, I booked Slayer 5 times,
Yeah.
You said like some weird stuff. Like,
before they were popular.
Yeah, before they were popular. I booked Slayer.
You, kid. What I didn't.
Consumed by the Dead was super brutal for 1991. R.I.P. Jimmy. Hell yeah. Cheers to Andy from Carla.
Hello, Carla.
Yep. Getting cold feet. Getting on my feet again. Can't wait to start collecting tapes. Yeah, hell yes.
Put some shoes on. Yeah,
put some shoes on. Shared the DMP Phlegm link on my Facebook. Thank you, man. Please share our links to your social medias. Like on Instagram, they have like in your stories, they have like a little button that says link and a little button and boom. You get the link from the YouTube, and it takes maybe 30 seconds of your lifetime. But anyway, so we got Andy Jones here. What's up, Andy?
How you doing, buddy? How you been? I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah, it was unfortunate to get this information. Obviously, Fleet was kind of heading down like a bad path a lot of times, you know what I mean?
For a while, yep.
Yeah, so for a while. So, it's, I felt like he had messaged me, and he's like, "Yo, I want to get on. I want to do an interview on here." So he definitely wanted to get together with me. And then he couldn't really catch up with the technology. He couldn't get he's like, he couldn't StreamYard properly.
Yep.
And so we never pulled it together, unfortunately. But when he passed, I was like, fuck, dude, like Fleet did a lot, right, man? Like in that one short period of time.
He did. Even the time that we were close, from I'd say, I don't know, 89, 90 until 92, 93-ish. Just that short amount of time that we hung around a lot. He did so much, but he was doing so much long before that as well. With the Monsters of Shit shows that he was part of. I don't know who put them on, but he was in the middle of it for a long time. And I remember before I even started playing for Phlegm was a name, around here, where that was the band to either play with or to be in or be associated with, because it was just like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
And then I ended up trying out for the band, and they said, no, I wasn't fast enough. And I was like, this is what I need to do. So I just practiced, and then just got faster and faster, and then tried out again, got in the band. But it was one of those things where you wanted to be part of it, I even went to school with Tom's sister, and I figured that was my in to get in the band, and that didn't work. I still sucked.
Right. But they were like a local legend, basically.
Yeah.
And at a time when basically, like, in a weird way, at a time when you didn't have too many local legends, right? Because as time went on,
John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band.
Yeah, there's like not too many local legends like years ago. Like there'd just be that one or two bands per like state or one area,
Right. Well, so it was Phlegm and Vital Remains for a long time. Like we played, I couldn't even count how many shows we played with Vital. Just the time, the 3 years or 4 years or whatever that I was in the band. But it was just like we'd play every weekend, every other weekend, and every place we played was packed. Now you couldn't pack a place, if you were a Slayer, Right. But it's like every weekend people were there, people were packed. Somebody said Babyhead in the chat. Babyhead was packed every weekend, and it was Phlegm, Vital Remains, and somebody else. Every once in a lot of times Fleet would bring in the national touring acts, and it would be whoever it was, Vital Remains and Phlegm, Vital Remains, and have another local band on it. But it was always a packed show.
Yeah, before you were in Phlegm, so like was this an earlier edition of Phlegm?
Yeah, that was Jim, Tom, Steve, and is that Bert? I think that's Bert on the left. He's the one that did a lot of the artwork.
Yeah, Bert did a lot of the Phlegm artwork. Steve?
I don't know.
Gotcha.
I forgot.
And yeah, look at Tom's hair back then, and his homemade anal cunt shirt.
His homemade AC shirt.
That's sick, though. It's
I think that is Steve on the side, and that's Steve Coucher and Pete Blaze. Pete Blaze is behind Fleet. He played drums.
Yeah. So he was faster than so you outblazed Pete Blaze or what? I guess so.
No, not necessarily. I just was fast enough to get in when he wasn't there anymore.
Gotcha. And wasn't there another member, Bo or something?
Bo, I think, was before it. You'd have to. Tom or Fred would definitely know the history.
Well, Tom and Fred are probably going to be popping into this too, so we're going to make this a family affair,
Good.
And back in the day, Phlegm did an old demo. It was called the Clothes Hanger Abortion Demo, which the topics of the demo were kind of like definitely brutal.
Oh, yeah.
So here's one of the men in the hour right here.
What's up, Fred?
What's up, Fred? How's it going, brother? Thank you for joining us.
I'm taking a shit.
Yeah, taking a shit.
Wow.
Kind of like the song on one of those demos.
Wow.
I was trying to FaceTime with, no, not FaceTime. I was using WhatsApp, and I didn't know if, like, it's a visual thing or not. And then I was trying to WhatsApp my friend from Denmark, and I was like, damn, I'm taking a shit. Like, I better not, like, form the phone towards, like, me, you know what I mean? Just in case. He's like, hey, what are you doing?
Hey, just mute it when you flush.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I wouldn't know if it was like a visual thing. The art for the clothes hanger abortion demo, the art was completely. Didn't your roommate at the time make this, Fred?
He could have. I mean, Bert did a lot of stuff.
Right.
So we probably did this too.
Yeah.
I mean, none of us had any drawing talent, so it had to be him.
Nope.
I mean, it's definitely like a good concept art too. Let me just turn that comment off. Sorry. Thanks, Ian. Fucking Ian. Phlegm rules. Hell yes. What's up, Carla? Coming all the way from Chile. just shut off the camera when you wipe your ass. All right. So we're gonna play a song while Fred wipes his ass. This one's coming from the Clothes Hanger Abortion demo, actually. You gotta listen to the beginning.
How fitting.
Shut up! I'm white and bitch. I'm gonna freaking keep in here all night. Shut up! Go outside. Shut up! Come on, no, bitch. Hurry up! I gotta tell you something.
So looking back at this old demo, Fred, I see you didn't play on this one, huh?
It's funny. The voice on the beginning of this, where it's like,
that's you,
like the guy who was knocking. That was Pete, and I was hanging with him last night at Jim's service of sorts. He went. And we're always teasing him about that part about taking a shit. Even me and Tim now, every time we have to go to the bathroom, we're like, "Wow." Yeah. No. So I don't know how much Andy's given you so far. I just got on. I don't know how much you guys have been talking.
Not much.
I can sort of tell you the birth of. So I wasn't getting along with these guys when they put this thing out. Because what had happened is that. A million years ago, like 1985 or something, it was me, Steve Coucher, and Pete, and my friend Wayne. We would make, we'd had a band, but we were just making noise because none of us knew how to play. So it was just like, made noise and stuff. And then, I went to the Marines, and then when I came back, I put together Shit Scum, and it was me. It was Pete at first, then Pete didn't want to do it anymore, and Steve Coucher, and so we had that band for a little while, and Steve kept talking to me about Fleet, like, hey, this is cool dude, you gotta meet him, all this stuff, but Steve was a little younger, like him and Fleet and other dudes would be hanging at the mall or like the roller rink, that sort of thing, and I was
right.
I was going to meet this little kid, but he was like, would rave about him. And then when the Monsters of Shit happened, like the first one, even before it was called Monsters of Shit, when after I'd met Seth and Seth came down, did the AC. I think he did the Satan's Warriors thing then. Everybody wanted to do a band, and so Fleet, like at first he was trying to get me to get Fleet to be in Shitscum, and then anyways, like I met Fleet, and I was like, who's this little guy with the little mustache? I was like, silly mustache. I always made fun of him for it. But so what ended up happening is that Steve left Shitscum and joined with Jim and with Tom. No, actually, then it was Bo and Pete, who would also, I just left Shitscum. They started their own band. So basically, they all were like left, started their own thing, and started making stuff. And I was kind of hurt. I was like, oh man. But at the same time, I didn't give a fuck. And so, we started playing together. They started doing stupid things. I don't even think they had any music when they first played the first Monsters of Shit. They hadn't anything. Even Tony Lazaro got up there. He was just like making noise with them.
Right.
But then what bothered me afterwards is that they started getting shows. Like we had been doing it forever, but we hated everybody. We didn't get along with anybody. But they were like, they'd go to the big hair metal band shows, and they were like popular in a couple of clubs that had all that stuff. And so they started getting shows, and they all had long hair back then. And so they were all like, picking up like groupies and stuff. And I was like, these punks.
You were coming off the buzz cut from the Navy, right?
Yeah, Marines, not Navy.
Marines, sorry.
What an insult.
So
no insult.
They fit together for like 4 months, and they were already like little rock stars. So I was like mad at them when they put this thing out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But these were songs that later got played during some of the Phlegm sets too.
Yeah,
like
I see.
Speedy Gonzalez sucks and Sock.
Benai Israel.
Yeah, Benai Israel.
My favorite title from that is Festered Anus.
And then obviously Rock Sweeties from Hell, but it wasn't a part 1 and 2 at that point. It was just like the original Rock Sweeties from Hell,
And that's one thing they ripped off of me, because I had done that already with Shitscum, and then they put it in themselves, and I was like, you bastards, you're totally.
You did it with Brady Bunch Massacre, right?
No, I did it with. It was called You Fucking Slut, but I was playing the first part of Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
Song, I don't even know what it's called. Sweet Child. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, brother? How's it going? I saw your war metal shit on Carl's show. Just read the whole rant about flangers. All right. What's up, Hales JRR token? So let me take this off the screen. So you joined the band after that?
Yeah, it was after they started playing, and what happened? I think I was already an ale cunt. I'm not sure, but when I joined, they were already doing shows, kind of just drinking beers and sort of just being fun guys, and I wasn't like, I didn't care anymore, so.
Yeah.
And Bert had just left as bassist, and they started sounding better, because the stuff they were doing wasn't that great, but then when they were playing out after they put out this album, before they recorded something else, they sounded really, really good, well, relatively speaking, and so I was like, I liked them then. And, when Bert left, they just
wasn't Bert like the principal songwriter of Phlegm, basically, also?
Sorta. He was like the smart one who would come up with the more clever riffs. Tom also wrote, like him and Tom
right
also did the music. Then when I came in, I just kind of changed all the songs, because they were kind of like fast like that. They weren't really heavy.
Right.
And so I just kind of slowed them down. I added some parts in there, like fillers.
And the heavy bass.
I remember Fred being the primary songwriter when we started writing stuff.
Right. No, I heard that down the line too. So I think maybe through you, Andy, you were like, Fred was kind of like the brainchild of things, but like
yep.
When
I was there, he was absolutely.
At some point, Fred said to me though that Bert wrote like the beginning of Phlegm basically, and a lot of the like structure shit. and that some of it carried on a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. But then and what else carried on was his art too, though, because like all the old cool flyers of the Phlegm stuff is all Bert, you know?
Yep.
Your demo covers, probably this clothes hanger, you know? I mean, this looks like Bert to me too, you know?
Absolutely.
And then, you know, like that was kind of a good thing back in the day to have, like, you know, just in general for somebody to like have good ass art, like to go with.
Some dude that could just grab a marker and just draw some gory shit.
Yeah,
you know?
And I mean these lineups too. So like, I mean, this is not like a jerky line. This is a super hard lineup. Right. You know.
Look how big the opener's logo is compared. To that
one logo. I know, right? It's bigger than the Carcass one for some reason.
Yeah, that started a whole shitstorm, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like 25 years later.
Yeah, that guy from Carcass, he was unhappy that his logo wasn't as big as Phlegm's, which is amazing. But yeah, I mean, at the time, Phlegm was bigger than Carcass in Rhode Island.
In Rhode Island.
Yeah, in Rhode Island. So I mean, I'm not lying by saying that.
Nope.
No, a lot of it. So, you know, there was a crew of kids that kind of were up on the heavy stuff, the faster stuff, because everybody else was into thrash or like good playing, speed metal. You know, they were all like, oh, you know, they sound like garbage. They can't understand what they're saying. That sort of stupid shit. Most of the scene was like that, but there was a few of us that were like, fuck that. You know, we want fucking heavy. We want, you know, blistering noise you can't hear. So when death metal started, it was too much for most people. And so we kind of like took that and just kept going with it. And eventually people came around, right? And so we were the ones introducing people, like when we brought Carcass or these groups, right? Most of the kids hadn't heard of them. And then, you know, after they came the following years, you know, they got bigger and bigger.
They got better distribution after that.
Yeah, like
and Phlegm went down the tube slowly, which sucks.
Remember when I was in like my first couple of years of high school? Remember I said Phlegm was like the band around here. They were like the heavy band. They were the band that you wanted to be associated with, where everybody kind of knew Phlegm, or they knew of Phlegm, or either hated them or loved them, whatever it be. They knew who they were, and then all these other like the bigger death metal bands. Phlegm brought them in, and that was you know due to Fleet bringing in like the big shows and shit. But everybody knew Phlegm. All these other bands, Death, Morbid Angel, nobody knew who the fuck they were. Until,
right, that's so crazy.
Yep.
Like in retrospect, that is like really crazy. You know what I mean? Like they, you know, it's amazing, dude. You know.
It was a new scene back then. You know, every band, they were brand new. They were putting on new music, so
they were.
Nobody knew who they were. And
was there any like Lynch, like, you know, I know AC had an influence on Phlegm, there's no doubt about that, but was there any other like linchpin bands for you guys? Like you guys are two different ages in a way, so like I want to ask you first, John Doe. Like, was there any like linchpin band that like everybody started listening to that you thought like, oh, this is so much fucking heavier than thrash?
Well, I think it was, I mean, Napalm Death Scum, like, did for me and for Steve and for a few of us, maybe not Fleet or like some of the more metal guys who thought Scum was too much. But that definitely like let us know, even Sodom's and Sign of Evil let us know that, you know, you didn't have to like mouth all the lyrics. You didn't have to say all the lyrics. You didn't have to be like everybody was doing. Even like Tom Araya was like just saying the lyrics really fast. These guys were just like "Wah!" and then, you know, a whole sentence or paragraph was going by. So those bands sort of opened that up, and then I think it was like Autopsy was the one that was like steady from the beginning, like
right.
So, like, oh, these guys. Also, even Carcass's first one, you know, it had that really raw, like really heavy sound.
So those records were like kind of obtainable in Rhode Island at that time, or?
Yeah, I don't know why, maybe because Boston, New York sort of connection.
Oh, that's good.
Pungent Stench's first one, sort of those sort of like really gritty, heavy, noisy ones were the ones that we liked. And then as far as death metal went, it was more like the Autopsy sort of speed stuff.
The slower doom. Well, they got a little doomier as time went on,
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. So like Carcass, the first Napalm, I could see how those could be really blowouts. What about for you, Andy? What were your like early, besides Phlegm?
A lot of it was mostly thrash, and then once I started getting into like the death metal stuff, it was definitely From Enslavement to Obliteration.
Right.
Then it was just, I remember Fred, who was it? It was Jim something had the Metal Cage on what was it, URI radio?
Yeah, Metal Cage radio
and
show.
I remember I used to sit there and I could barely get it in my parents' basement. I could barely get it, but I recorded it and I kept on listening to it over and over. And there was like Morbid Angel and all these other bands on there, and I had no idea who they were, so I had to figure it out. Then once I started being in Phlegm and talking to other people and being in the scene, it was like, all right, now I know who these bands are. But I remember listening to them going, what the fuck is this? This is awesome, but I had no idea what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, on the radio, if they didn't announce who the bands were, you would like not know, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna play some more Phlegm. This is going out to who the fuck asked me to play this? Kramer Antichrist. Whoops! I cut it. I cut it right there. I was like, damn!
I knew the song was a lot longer than that.
Yeah. I cut the last break. Sorry
Hey, Fred's
about
done
that.
pooping.
Yeah, Fred's wiped his ass. He was showing the toilet paper earlier.
Nice.
I played the things out of sequence a little bit because there was another demo between this, but I just wanted to remember to play that dedication because I got that via text earlier. So shout out to Kramer.
The best recording we did, the other demo.
I was gonna ask that, like, with that song while we just played it, like, that was like the longest Phlegm song, right?
It was.
Yeah. Like super doomy. You guys would play that live, and like it was like different than the rest of your songs, you know?
Yeah, it was a one-off.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
More
little bit longer than Sock.
Yeah, because most of your songs, I mean, were like a minute or 2 minutes long, you know? Like, not very long, you know? But that one is just completely like a fucking doom.
I think that's where, when Fred took over as the primary songwriter, like the maturity of the songwriting got a little, and I don't want to say maturity, but it was definitely like a maturity of writing the songs, and here's, you know, we're going to break down the song like this. Here's the chorus, here's the verse, here's, you know, and it just kind of went on and it fit, you know?
Yeah, it's way catchier.
Yeah, like the quick, you know, fast songs, they worked, they were fine, but it changed, you know?
Yeah. The songs were catchier, definitely, dude.
Yep.
Rest in peace Jim, eternal hails. Hell yeah. Thank you, James Papson. Yeah, you know what? Like, I felt like, maybe I could do this on Jim. You know what I mean? Because, we were supposed to do this, but like I had said with Andy before he got on, like, me and Jim just couldn't work his phone. He was kind of like, oh, what do I do? I was like, I can't teach you how to internet, dude. Sorry, man,
He was getting better at it because he actually video called me a couple of times.
Yeah.
So he was getting better at it.
Yeah. It's just with StreamYard's stupid. Like, you have to put it into a browser or whatever. So all you have to do is just copy a link from one thing to another. But like he was on one night, I was live, and he was like, I want to come on. I can't figure out how to do this.
Freddie, he showed the picture of when Fleet was on with Cam, and the sunglasses and the hat wouldn't leave Fleet.
Yeah, that was like one of the most like for Phlegm history, like, is kind of like important in a way, right? I could play part of that, but I wanted to I got to do things a little chronologically. There was this part right here. Which this was an amazing interview, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And like Fleet's stories were just amazing, bro. I mean, he was just like so fucking funny. I have that video too, like to the side. So I was playing a piece of it earlier, and I'm like, damn, Fleet is spinning some crazy fucking shit right now, Like, he was talking about, like, he's like, I mean, and not to be morbid, but he was like, I hope they play Welcome to Hell at my funeral, So I was like, God damn. It's crazy.
Yeah, no. I mean, his family had a Catholic mass today.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to get cremated, but I hope they play Welcome to Hell at my funeral.
I'm sure they didn't do that at the Italian Catholic mass.
I'm sure not, too, either, So, yeah, it's a sad loss, for Fleet. I know, we would check up on him, but there's so many good, like, old memories of, like, all the cool stuff that, like, went down, like, years and years and years ago. Like, what about this, dude? Like, this is kind of an amazing lineup and timing. Dark Angel, Death, and Phlegm in 89. Like, this is before.
I had
like
that
leprosy.
flyer up on my wall, because again, it was one of those things where I remember. I have a picture of me playing drums for a band called Malignants, and that flyer was hanging up right behind me, and I still remember there was like, Phlegm's a big name band, and like they're playing with Death and Dark Angel, and holy shit,
And at the time, Dark Angel was kind of hot, right? In a weird way.
Death was new, and Dark Angel had been around a little bit.
Yeah, and they were like kind of hot.
There wasn't Darkness Ascends. It was around. I forget what album that was.
Leave Scars.
Probably, yeah.
Were you on this show then?
Wait, hang on. Back up to that last one. The funny thing about that last show, that one, was that Jim or Tom, I think it was Jim, sent in a fake tape. Like it was somebody else's.
Right.
Some other local, no, not even local.
He told me it was Entombed or Nihilist. Oh, yeah. He couldn't remember.
No, it's probably like, at that point, it was probably like Testament or some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big band that, like, I couldn't believe they didn't realize,
right,
he was lying, but they got the show because of it.
Right, that's so fucking funny, dude. Like, here's our demo, check it out. Like, you give a demo of like a really good ass band.
Yeah,
I know, that's crazy shit.
What were you saying about the other one?
I wasn't on that one, even though it was Malignants. You brought up that other
Stephen
flyer.
Fleet. Hey,
What's
brother.
up, Steve?
Yeah, man. Sorry about your brother.
Send him a link, man.
Yeah, if he wants to come on, I need his. I could send it to you guys. Could send it to him.
Oh, I can send it to him.
Yeah. Same link.
Oh shit! I don't know that I got his number. Got his mom's number right now.
Yeah.
I got his Facebook. Can I send it to that?
So, yeah. So you can send it to his Facebook.
Send it to his Facebook.
Give me a second.
So yeah, Roy, that show that you posted, I told Tom to put his kids to bed and get on the show.
Yeah, hop on here too, Tom. Scream Bloody Gore and Leprosy are top tier death metal from my home state of Florida. Yeah, I mean this was at the time, dude, like, this is a hard ass show, right, dude?
was
Like, this looks hard now.
Oh yeah.
So it's just 3 bands, and then like look at the 3 bands, you know, like
Right.
Dark Angel was like at their peak at the time, dude. You know.
Yep. Yeah, and Death was new, but remember, around here, Phlegm was still huge, so Death was a nobody at that time.
Yeah, and this was Death Leprosy tour, so like times, let's say, not even spiritual healing times.
Yeah.
Because by the time they were hitting the Carcass thing, it was kind of like spiritual healing, you know.
You're right.
What's going on, Necron? How's it going, brother?
What's up, Carl?
Yeah, bro. The brotherhood. Sorry for your loss. Are your friend there, Andy and Roy? Yeah, and Fred too. Fred was at his services, so yeah. Sorry I couldn't make it. You know.
You're way the hell out there, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty out there. You know, the Fleet like was like so funny, dude. Like when he would talk, like he had like that Italian thing going on where he kind of like. You know, like, yeah, hey, buddy, you know, take care of you. You know what I mean? Which was always like, you know, like I like people like that. Maybe because I'm from New Jersey, you know. There's a lot of people that are like that, so it felt like comfortable to be around you guys.
When I found out that Fleet passed, I was on a cruise with my mom, and I told my mom that Jim passed, and she goes, "Isn't he the one that said he would take care of you when you went on tour with them?" I'm like, he did though. Like Jim took, you know, they all took good care of me. They're all, you know, older brothers to me. You know, yeah. Freddie taught me how to shave. You know, so it was like, and you know, so I'm like, he took very good care of me. They all took good care of me. I was still a little kid when we went on tour, so you know, very protective. You know,
right.
Yeah, Jim had that huge personality. Like, you know, he was like the social glue a lot of times where people were all over the place doing whatever. Yeah. He would just, you know,
he would like reel people in, right?
Yeah,
he was a fucking social glue. That's a good point. Like some reason he would just reel in like tons of people, you know, which was like killer, man. I mean, that's a rare property. That's a leader property, you know.
I was telling Tim the other night that we used to get mad at Jim because he wouldn't show up for practice sometimes, or he wouldn't do certain things. And he would yell at us being like, you know how much I'm working, getting all these shows together, calling all these people. And at the time we were like, shut up, that's nothing. At the time we was like, we don't want to hear it, that's nothing. But he was really working his ass off to get the bands to come together and stuff.
Yeah, I ordered mail off him, I remember. I got this from him. I think this was the first thing I got from Jim, actually. This thing. All right, we got Fleet's brother in the house.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Steve? How's it going, bro?
Long time,
man.
buddy.
Thank you so much for everything.
Yeah, man, we wanted to show love to Jim, man. We love Jim, man. He was fucking the man, you know?
Yeah, man. So many people coming out and telling stories about him. I got to tell you, Fred, good, bad. Fred was there for him always. Always. Man, I owe so much to him. Fred, thanks so much, man.
Dave, you know, there was nothing what you were doing.
Yeah, I tried. But,
yeah,
he was awesome. He was the best. And you said the glue. He brought everybody together. Man, all the shows he put on. I mean, it was bringing so many people, and that scene was insane. He was 4 years older than me. He was my hero, you know? I wanted to be like him, you know? And he put me on the list for the shows. You know, me and my friend George Strange would go, and it was
great, dude. I remember meeting you at the show. He's like,
right?
"You're my little brother." I'm like, "Oh shit, there's another Fleet, dude."
Right? And they call me Little Fleet. There's Fleet and Little Fleet.
Yeah, we used to call him Little Fleet.
And then Club Babyhead was like amazing, like at that time. It's like, and your brother would bring in like all these people from other states and all kinds of shit.
Oh,
so like,
insane.
Yeah, at the time, like it wasn't just about him bringing in a show or doing a show and saying like, "All right, everybody, like you're on your own," or "Here's your hotels." He'd be like, "All right, come stay at my house too," right? Like literally, like fucking 4 bands and like be people sleeping in cars outside.
100%.
Front lawn.
Yeah, there'd be like a line to get coffee milk across the street from his house. You know?
The place on Atwell's.
Yep. Right near Mount Pleasant Bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which he went to for years, and then he turned 21. He didn't know, and he went to have his 21st birthday party, and then the Big Bob was like, "What do you mean you're 21? You've been coming here for 4 years." He had no idea.
All right, we got some comments here. Francisco said, "Steve, your brother left his mark and brought a lot of joy to a lot of people." Definitely, dude.
Yeah, I'm really seeing that.
Yeah,
now more than ever.
Yeah, and it's true because basically, you know, there was a period of time when like this music scene was like developing too. So like your brother was like a little bit ahead of it, let's say.
Yeah. Yep.
So he was kind of like developing, and like just like Andy said, like you would see this name out there, Phlegm, and then like
that was a great name too.
Yeah, and you didn't really know what the fuck it was probably at first, but then it had like an infamous thing to it to be like, oh, well, who are they? And
you either loved him or hated him, but you had a feeling about him.
Yeah. And then your brother too had like an aura, I have to say, because with the long fucking hair and everything. So he, you know, he kind of strut around the shows a little bit, like yeah. You know,
it worked, right? It freaking worked. Crazy. It's funny. I look back at it now. I'm like, man, it's so freaking funny. I see pitches. I'm like, man.
Yeah. Shit. And then when they played, like you would get a little more intense too, and then he would shake the hair around, you know. So that was always a good thing, though, you know? Like, he was a good showman, and like, he brought a lot of fucking people together, man, because there was just so many different things. I seen Leo in the chat here. Damn. First Scum, now
Scum.
Jim. Texas tour with AC Incantation was total.
Leo.
Yeah.
Leo, hell yeah. What's up, Leo?
That's awesome.
Jim lived to his surname. He organized Fleet's metalheads in Rhode Island. My dad's joke.
That's freaking great.
Yeah,
You know what's messed up is that Jim, like, before the show stuff, right? He was a wicked troublemaker, and you know, all the guys were just like causing trouble and being crazy, and he was on the crazy side. And when he was putting those shows together, right, he was running the whole thing, and I was thinking, like, this is a total crazy maniac, like at the helm of like this whole enterprise. It was like it's like a pirate captain of sorts, you know. It's just like the madman up in the front, like being the craziest, leading everybody.
Yeah, it worked though, you know.
It totally worked. Scum, he brought up Scum. Leo brought up Dean Scum. I remember there was it wasn't even that long ago. Jimmy came, we did a couple shows. Do you remember that not too long? We went to New Jersey into the New Jersey Death Fest. Do you remember that?
Yep.
I mean, I didn't realize how great that was. That little, what was it, a day? We went there and came back the same day. It was unbelievable. Dean Scum was there, you know what I mean? And what a show. We had a blast. It was freaking so much fun. And now two of them are gone.
Yeah.
Oh, frig, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Life is short and weird like that, you know what I mean? Like, you see some of your friends go behind you, you know what I mean? And then you're just like, fuck, dude. Like, then you start to, you know, think about your own age, and you're like, oh, fuck, man.
Exactly.
Are behind me, you know?
Right.
But you know what? It's like, what I was me and Jim tried to kind of do this live, but it just didn't sync out.
Man.
So, but there was other interviews with Jim, which I wouldn't mind sharing, because we're still going to try to wait for Tom to play one specific thing. But there was something that was done.
It wasn't too long ago, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, this was done by, not too long ago. This was done by my buddy Cam, and there was some of the scenes in here are so.
Oh, is this with the hat? He had a hat.
Hilarious.
Yeah, there was like filters on while he was talking, right?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna move it into it, so it's just gonna get a little choppy for a second. But some of the stuff your brother was spitting was amazing, dude.
I thought it was a great interview. You know, even with that hat on.
Yeah, let's see this though.
A 7-inch, a double to hell, or a fucking 7 churches or something. Man, it was awesome, huh? A little death metal family we had throughout the world with the fan mail and shit. I think if it wasn't for all us doing all that shit, I still lived with my mom when I started doing that shit. I was in high school. I was like 15. My mom was going crazy when I started getting 200 and 300 letters a week.
Right.
You know, which she thought was a lot at the time. And when it started getting into the thousands, and Japan was selling me snuff films, and Bulgaria was selling me Bulgarian vodka and all this other crazy shit, and I wasn't even old enough to drink yet, you know? My mom was like, what the frig is going on over here, Jimmy? You know what I mean? So, but it was awesome because, like, they didn't have American money, so we traded. You know what I mean? And it was never a big deal. I trade anything for anything.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly. Because with the amount of stuff that we were getting from each other back then anyways, you had no problem being like, oh, fuck, here's fucking 10 tapes, here's a couple 7 inches, here's a bunch of shit. And it just kept going because we all had enough to kind of go around everywhere, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Totally. There's your beautiful face. There he is.
Without the hair, I'm still a grease ball. Scumbag, grease ball, whatever you want to call it. I'll be that till I die.
That's great.
And I'm hoping they cremate me, but I want to have some sort of awesome fucking old school death metal playing in the background of my death. You know. Some like fucking maybe Welcome to Hell or fucking Seven Churches or something.
Easy.
Even Scream Bloody Gore I loved, you know.
Right.
Death I wasn't a big fan of, but that first album was the fucking most brutal. Fucking the lyrics, the riffs, it was just so fucking fat and badass. I can't get over it. I still love it to this day.
Right.
I remember when I got the lyrics to it. I was blown away with the lyrics. I shit onto your guts. I mean, like that's just crazy. You know what I mean? I loved it. And Reefer and Chuck and we played with Chuck when he was with Death before he died, probably a half a dozen to 10 times. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And we brought him here for the Scream Bloody Gore tour. We brought him to Rhode Island with Dark Angel, Death, and Phlegm. And then I brought him back again with Death, Pestilence, Carcass, and Phlegm. And Pestilence backed out. And,
wow.
you know, Carcass, the first album was great, but after that, man, I'm sorry, guys. I liked you, Jeff. You're a good guy. I mean, but you guys suck now. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it like it is.
Hey, you gotta.
That Rika Putrefaction was my favorite fucking album of all time.
You don't like Symphonies?
Symphonies was awesome. Of course, Symphonies was awesome. Them two were the best. But after that, they kind of went more thrash and more
melodic.
It sucked, man. It wasn't my type of stuff.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
I like the scum metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the blood, the gore, the horror, the fucking.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.
The rape rock. Like, come on.
That's totally.
And like, you know, a lot of people don't know this, man. We put out 5 demos, a 7-inch, a double CD, a comic book, 1,000,001 fucking T-shirts. But man, our newest shit that we never got to put out with, which a few people got to hear, was one of them was Discommunicated Fetus, another one was Masturbate on the Cross, and a couple other ones. That was the best shit we ever wrote. It was the most horrifying shit you ever heard in your life. You know what I mean?
When did that stuff come out?
That was in the middle of touring, and we practiced them. We just never recorded them. Roy has some of the shit on. Roy has some of the shit. You know, but Discommunicated Fetus was unbelievable.
Right
on. You know?
Right. All right, that takes us back in the past, right? Andy said that was his favorite song too, right?
What was that?
Discommunicated Fetus. Yeah.
I don't know if it was my favorite song, but it was definitely a great song that we wrote that we never recorded, and it was kind of, I wish we kind of had it. But I think you recorded it, like a live version of it, right?
Yeah, I got one or two live versions of it.
I thought that was a good segue. Are you playing it now?
No, I should have though.
I was there for you.
I know. It was right there too, and I'm like, damn, I dropped the ball, you know. But you know what? Because we do this live, sometimes I have to drop the ball. You know what I mean? Like I you guys have seen me before on here. Like I could go on here for like hours and hours and hours and do this. So like you try to sit there for hours and fucking talk, dude. Like. It's not that easy to, especially if you go.
That's a you thing. That's not a me thing.
Yeah, especially if you do it by yourself. Like it's very difficult, you know. So like you got to keep it moving too. And what's good is that like say most of you guys are like quiet, so like we're not trying to like step on each other. You know what I mean? But you know sometimes you get into these like live things and like everyone's like vocally stepping on each other. So I'll just shut the fuck up and then. You know what I mean? I have to play the master ceremonies on here because it's live. I don't want to edit it, so that's why it's live too.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking edit. This.
I know, right?
Where's Tom, the editor?
Tom's in the chat, isn't he?
Yeah, Tom's in the chat. You got to hop in here.
But you wanted to get on here.
Play this old thing that Jim showed me years ago. He told me, he's like, yo, you gotta meet them. They're the New Bedford Cannibals.
Okay.
Yeah, so years ago, they that band copied Phlegm basically, right?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. So a lot of people were actually better musicians than us. They had been playing thrash and metal, and then as we changed things, we're getting it heavier. A lot of them changed, and actually, there's a lot of like younger kids that used to hang out, like listening to us, like even like Andy, but like other kids like that. They all went on to do their own bands like that. They weren't really copying it, but it was everybody was kind of copying, like even like when Cannibal Corpse came out, which was a lot after. But at that point, we were like, "Oh shit! Everybody's doing this now. Everybody's fucking doing it. It's not anymore." But you know what's funny? Me and Tim are playing with them guys, Moral Decay, in February.
Oh shit!
They're in a band called Gore Reality now, I think.
Oh yeah, Gore Reality.
Yeah.
Whose dog is snoring in the background here?
Mine. French bulldog.
Fred was talking, you were talking. I knew it was between me and Steve, and it wasn't me.
Right? I'm like, there's no way they're not hearing that.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
I thought somebody was sucking on a straw and soda, like.
Yeah, like like you hear little things with the headphones on,
Yeah. I thought it was Steve, but I didn't want to say anything because you guys are talking. I knew it wasn't me, so I'm like, what the hell is Steve doing?
What's Steve doing?
Of course.
Yeah. Somebody thought it was their dog.
I thought it was my dog.
Oh man.
I thought it was Fred shitting.
Yeah, they thought it was Fred still shitting. So Fleet years ago, he told me about that band. He's like, "Yo, you got to see this band. They're from Massachusetts, man. They're New Bedford cannibals."
They were cool.
Yeah, they were cool guys.
They're the ones that had that party, right, Fred?
Yeah.
The night before the one of the Fleet Festival of Freaks with Impetigo.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so great, man.
Yeah, that was great. I was there. I mean, that was like, the thing is, like, I had gone there and I didn't even know that there was going to be like a party show thing, but that fucking swing and everything, and then like
I don't remember the swing,
the mosh pit with the swing swinging into it and shit. Like I never seen anything like that ever.
People getting banged up.
Yeah, dude. Like I never seen anything like that. And then Impetigo like went off that night. And then like I remember coming in and there was just these barrels full of beer, And like I think somebody, probably you, Andy, you were like, "Yo, those were free or something." I was like, "Really, dude? You guys are like free beers?" Like you could just come in, grab some free beers,
Maybe.
It was just crazy to like the show, like as far as like seeing like a full blown mosh pit, but then seeing like fucking three guys on a huge like swing come down and just smash into it like a wrecking ball. I never
Who's got
seen
video
it.
of those? Someone's gonna have video.
Yeah, I always wondered. There's no video of that.
It's crazy.
I haven't seen any.
Man.
How about this? Nope. Didn't you all say all of Fleet's flyers said free food? Yeah, definitely, dude.
Free food kid.
Every time.
Free food kid.
One hot dog.
There's 12 hot dogs and there was 11 of us, so you gotta fight for that last one.
Yeah.
Be sold out and all gone.
Well, he used his techniques to try to get people to come to the shows, which was like kind of smart, you know what I mean? Like
very. I mean,
he'd be like free girls, like he'd say, it'd say like girls get in free and free food.
Free beer.
Yeah, free beer. I seen that on one of the flyers too. I'm like, free beer. That maybe it was.
Oh yeah, but you got to bring your own. It's free when you bring your own.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That was the catch. You didn't read it.
Yeah, there's the catch. We got you at the door. Now come in.
Yeah.
Bring your beer. Who gives a shit?
Free food. Where's the free food? It's all they ate it already.
We already ate it. It's already gone.
We ate it before the show started.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
He did whatever he could to make people come, and they came.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely standing up the scene. I mean, there was bands that would come and play shows there Like I got Skip's band here.
Head rot.
Bloody shit slabs of humanity.
All right, it must have cut off right there.
Yeah,
How
that
young
was
Derek
though.
was, huh?
Yeah, you Derek.
I seen him last night. He came by. We had something for Jim last night.
Yeah.
Derek came. It was
He
so
mentioned.
nice to see him, man.
Yeah, Derek. Derek's working in a band that I still work on music stuff. So Derek's working like his new band is working with my record label.
Come on, how great is that?
Yeah, man, it's like a long time, and it's like I met Derek at Club Babyhead, I believe, or maybe in New Jersey though, because they came to Asbury Park this one time.
Yeah. Wow.
And we were laughing because Jim was yelling some stuff at these like hookers or whatever, and like
We've gotten so much shit. He's unbelievable. Of course he did.
Yeah, so like we were basically like somebody was talking to me about that story, and I'm like, oh, I remember that dude. They're like, was that at G Willikers? And I was like, no, that was at Asbury Park.
It was Skip. Anywhere. It sounds like Houston to me.
Yeah, it was Skip. Head rot woke up the dog.
That's not even the one that was snoring.
Oh shit. I listened to I Gulp Your Guts and it made my head, for sure. So yeah, that was a song from my old Head Rot thing at Club Babyhead. What do you guys think? Yeah, like what are your memories about like Steven? You must have been young, right, at the time the whole Club Babyhead thing was going on?
I remember 4 years older than me, so I was
right.
You know, when you're younger, that's a huge difference in age, you know. So
right.
Yeah, it was crazy, unbelievable. And I'd go in the pit and you know, I get all banged up, come home, black eye. My mother's like yelling at my brother. You know, we shared a room. I remember my brother like practicing, like singing, like in the bed right next to me.
Practice singing. You know? What are you talking about?
Yeah, like what the hell's that? I had no idea, you know. And then he'd just play everything, and he'd play shit over and over. And
Yeah.
he was like intense, and the fan mail was crazy. People used to send cash in the mail for like shirts and shit like that, CDs and stuff. It was nuts. Yeah, he would get the VHS tapes from Japan, and one time they sent him a VHS tape, and it was like a real murder in Japan. That was the craziest thing ever.
He tried to show me that stuff when I first met him.
He's fucking nuts, right?
Like Jim was one of the first person to show me like crazier videos. Like he was like, "Yo, look at these crazy videos I got from weirdos."
Yeah, nuts.
All right, Andy wanted to play something that's super special. He said this has been buried for like a thousand years. 30 years.
Wow.
So enjoy, guys.
This is the Phlegm Home video. Phlegm has been around for, well, I don't know. They have about 2 albums though. Well, actually demos. The first one was called Clothes Hanger Abortion, and the second one, the new one, is called Masterpiece of Mutilation. And now, we're going to interview the 4 members of Phlegm. Give a short history of yourself.
Let's see. I was born, and then I get drunk.
Well, I was born in Providence, lying in hospital. I weighed 6.2 pounds. And that's about it. That's my history.
What year were you born?
1970. St. Patty's Day.
I was born in New Jersey.
What year?
68. 22. Oldest member of Phlegm, by the way.
When did you come up to Rhode Island from New Jersey?
Oh, I didn't come up to Rhode Island. I moved to Mass when I was like 12 years old. Then I started going to shows and shit when I was like 14. And I was 16, 17. Decided to get a band together and shit. With Steve Coucher and Wayne Childs.
What was the name of that band?
It was Death Squad. I was a long hair tag back then. That didn't go too great.
Well, my father spewed.
What's your favorite beer?
Generic beer.
Right here, man. Generic beer. It's cheap, man. It's like fucking $2.20 a 6-pack and shit. No, that's cool.
What kind of people listen to Phlegm?
Deranged, psychos. I don't know, just crazy people out there, I guess, around there that like it. Psychos, you know, maniacs.
What kind of hairspray do you guys use?
Aquanet.
I've seen these guys use 305.
Aquanet's the best. Aquanet's got the best hold in it.
I don't know, I stole it from your mother's house when I was there last time. It's the only thing she had. But it kills the ozones, I hear.
That's what I use, the pump.
And you guys are environmentally conscious, yes, that's the word.
Yep, save the world. Save the world, guys.
Save the world. Save love. We love animals.
Are you supporting these? Donating any funds to these?
We sure are. Donate this.
Alright, now tell me, if one of you had an offer to join a bigger, better,
yes,
better band, say Napalm Death, Caucus, Aerosmith, would you?
Alan Smith, definitely. You fucking idiot. You ask him. Alan Smith, definitely. That's no, he's staying in the fucking business, making shit, fucking living in a fucking skull. I joined Arrow City. Not even have a place to live. Aerosmith, here I come. Maybe getting the Playgo magazines with him.
Are you well publicized?
Yeah, ain't bad. Fuck that. It's rock and roll.
What do you think about the Rhode Island music scene in general? The New England scene too.
Rhode Island, when we played out of state, it didn't seem to be much better. So Rhode Island, I guess, is pretty good. Well, I know it's just a lot better than like other places. When we played in Pennsylvania, it's like there's like 5 people standing there clapping and saying yay and shit. But yeah, like people like go nuts for it. It's a pretty good scene.
Rhode Island ain't bad. For a little state, it ain't bad at all. You know, like I go to Boston and shit. Boston is nothing. Like Rhode Island blows it away. For a little state, it's really good. I think it's really good.
I'll pick the play, kid.
Nintendo rules.
How big of a following do you have, if any?
Huge.
It's like Bon Jovi, but bigger. No, it ain't that bad around here. We got a pretty good following coming around here. Pretty cool.
How many times have you guys played out?
I played with myself. 500, 600.
You expect us to count that, you motherfucker?
There's probably a few musicians who are watching this, so what kind of equipment do you play through?
I just scream, dude. I scream, growl, you know, scare a couple people. I scare Fred's mom and shit. That's about it.
Do some slamming, man. The fuck? Let's go.
What goes on during a typical Phlegm day?
Wake up, Play Nintendo. Get a Nintendo for a while.
Play Nintendo.
Play Nintendo, kick Fred's ass in Nintendo, Tom's and Andy's all the time. I'm the king of Nintendo in this house. Kill beers, go fucking practice, whatever. Get ready. Go bust on old blue kids outside. I don't know. You know how it is.
Any future plans? For example, signing on to a major label, playing world tours, buying a house in Beverly Hills?
Oh, we hope so. I don't know about that Beverly Hills thing though. We hope so. We're gonna, you know, just booking our own shows now, booking our own tour now, and shit. And you know, we just hopefully we can get on a major label. We're just gonna get, you know, different EPs out and shit, and demos and stuff. Send them to different labels. Hopefully we will get signed.
Next question, kid. How long do you plan to be together? I don't know. Me and Jim have been going out for what, 4 or 5 years now?
We just started doing Freddie's ass lately.
Andy's too young.
Andy's too young, man. We're gonna wait until we get married.
When he turns 18.
I guess this is the band, man, right here. Us four. No more new guys.
I'm just a little kid, though.
What do you want, die young, kid?
Hey, you ain't supposed to be drinking that. You're underage.
Who are your influences?
All through my life I had different ones. When I was a little kid, I used to like Tom Jones. And then when I was a little older, I liked like Debbie Harry. And I got older, I liked like Black Sabbath. And then Venom, Sodom.
Tell us something about your new demo, Masterpiece of Mutilation.
It'll be a lot better than the first one, hopefully. If we ever get the money to record it, that is.
Your first one was?
Close hanger abortion.
Favorite sexual position?
I got plucked out from a tree, I guess. The kind when your mother's involved.
Probably the one where you're on your back and she's like on top, but she's facing the other way and her ass is like going up and down like this. It's pretty good.
I like when the girl gets on top of me and faces that way and rides me and stuff, and then like, you know, turns around doggy style. It's pretty cool too. I like that too.
When do you plan a project with Skid Row or Fast Pussycat?
I plan on kicking them in the face if they come around here.
Oh, well, as soon as they come to town, our project is to kick both of their asses and shit on their faces, hold them down, piss on their skulls.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony or crime?
Oof. Well, I just got out of jail a couple months ago. I was in there for about 4 months.
Who is Phlegm?
Us. He's scumbags 1, 2. This is fucking. No, he's like a half one. Him and me.
And your names are?
Fred, Melvin, Calvin,
Waldo.
Waldo.
Do you make any money playing in Phlegm?
Yeah, some. Enough to get by. Once in a while, depends how the shows come out. The big show and I'll make more of that. A lot of times play shitholes and get nothing.
Yeah, compared to the shit scum I do. I make like maybe $25 like in a month or something. That's good.
But we make some money. We don't make like fucking millions of dollars or nothing, you know. We're not no fucking Skid Row or nothing, or fucking module or nothing. But we do all right, I guess, fucking around here and shit. And we could go on our short tours all the time. We play out, we get some money off our merchandise, you know. But not a lot. We're hoping to make more. You know, it goes to beers and shit, you know. Get more offline merchandise. That's about it.
Kicking shit.
And now, for the final question, who's the guy with the big nose and glasses over in the corner?
I don't know, man. I think I want to kick his fucking ass. You guys, let's go. Hey, up! Up!
seeing the show tonight?
For what?
Are you gonna be catching the show inside tonight?
You try to take pictures of me?
No. No, we just want to know if you're that's a big
What are you
light.
doing with that?
It's a light. It's broke though. They're trying to make it work. Are you gonna be out watching the show tonight?
My name is Joseph. Hey, do you
Joseph, are you gonna be catching the show?
Lawrence and a Patrick of Quebec.
Dude.
My cousin Jack.
All right, so that was an incredible debut.
What?
That was classic, huh?
Who had that? Roy, you had that?
No, Andy had that.
Andy,
had
man. Wow.
I had that change from VHS to digital last week.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Dude,
that was hard.
Holy shit. I got goosebumps, man. I don't know if
Yeah.
you could see them. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah,
I never
hell
seen that.
Andy. Thank you for unearthing that. That was amazing, dude. You know?
I forget how pretty he was. Jeez. He's so young.
The guy who filmed that does B movies for Trauma. Cool.
I was going to say, who was it? Who interviewed him?
That was Jody Geiselman. He's like an award-winning fucking author now.
Come on.
He lives out in California. He writes kids' books and shit.
What?
Yeah,
Holy shit. I gotta look
we
him
dressed
up.
him up. We're like, we need somebody like that looks smart.
That was so great.
That was definitely some like classic shit, especially like the way he cut the interviews and he was asking the questions.
Yeah.
Well, that was cut up by Richard Griffith. So Richard Griffith lived like kitty corner from my house. I could see his front door from my side window, and we used to like send pizzas over to his house. We'd call up and we'd send pizzas over, and they'd always like buy the pizza. So we'd sit there in the window going, "This motherfucker's they're gonna pay for it." So they always bought the pizza. Then all of a sudden, like we had Richard Griffith. He was like the video editing nerd in Rhode Island, I guess. And he cut the video, and I had to go over there and give him the money and get the video. I'm like, I can't believe I'm at this front door. I've bought so many pizzas.
Because I've sent so many pizzas here. Damn, dude. That's crazy, man. I mean, especially if you could watch it out the window like that, you know?
Right. Oh, it was awesome.
The with the questions and everything, like you guys like were all playing Nintendo. You look like you're about like 13 years old in that video, dude.
Andy looked wicked young. Fred too. I mean, Fred was man.
Yeah, you look super young too, Fred.
Yeah, they're like saying when Andy turns 18 and I hear him cracking a beer, I think I was like 16, 17 or something. There was this.
Yep.
I was a kid.
And
Tom
like
looks the same.
Like I was saying earlier, though, Fleet was kind of like yeah, how's it going, you know?
Yeah. When he said, sure, like, I remember, you used to say that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Jeez.
Yeah, that was pretty characteristic of him, man, you know? Definitely historical, bro, for sure, man, you know?
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, it was an insane piece of fucking footage right there. Was that considered like the Phlegm Home video or something?
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
The video. I had to drop that off at the.
I know you did that.
I text Tom and I asked Tom because Tom did video editing for a while. I said, "Hey, do you have the way to get this off of VHS?" He's like, "I don't have it anymore." I'm like, "Fuck, I really don't want to give this to anybody else.
Right?
I don't want anybody else to see this."
Man.
You know?
Oh yeah.
I dropped it off and I went and picked it up and I said, "Hey, I'm here to pick up the video." He's like, "Oh, the Phlegm video." I'm like, yeah. How much? I just want to get the fuck out of here now. How much?
Oh my
God. It was good quality too, man. Yeah. Definitely came out cool.
That was actually like really good quality. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
Everything about it was hot, dude. Thank you, man, to bring that to the story tonight because like it put some of the moments there, you know what I mean, of the band. You know, like, you know, like kind of like the attitude, the fuck you attitude also. To be like, yeah, sometimes we get paid, and Fred's like, yeah, you know, we get like, it made like $25 now, you know?
Yeah, we make a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing. You know, that when it was like black, that was the basement. I used to rent that house, and the basement was black, and that's where we'd practice, and that's also where we recorded that the 4-track thing that you played earlier.
Okay.
We recorded that on my 4-track in the basement there.
Right. And then so you were like, I'm the oldest member. I'm 22. You know?
Oh my god.
Definitely was killer, man. For sure, dude. Like so there was so many like standout moments in there. It's just like the jokes and then like
the sexual positions.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking? I'm like, my mother and sister are watching this right now.
Steve, I thought about that when Karen said my mom and I are here. I'm like, oh shit. But you know what? I know they knew Jim very fucking well, so you know.
Exactly.
I'm sure he told them.
100%. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is the Phlegm fucking live, you know. So like, we can't hold anything back here, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Roy, you talked to his daughter, right?
Yeah, talked to her on text today.
She told me today you guys are going back and forth, which is awesome, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, shout out to Katie.
Yeah, Katie's awesome.
Yeah, so we wanted to, you know, a friend reached out to me, and then we talked, and then I talked with her, and then I was like, you know what, I'm doing this show tonight. Like, I had another interview set up, and since like things were recent, and like I was like, you know what, like if there's anybody that's gonna go online and talk about like a Phlegm story, like I think I'm a pretty like knowledgeable on it, you know what I mean?
100%.
It's pretty close to the source, and I felt like, you know, like I'd rather be the one that go out there and talk about it, because
I appreciate it,
to immortalize Jim too, man, because he did a lot, dude. He was a lot to a lot of people. Like regardless of, say, when he was down, he still was up a little bit in a weird way.
Oh yeah.
So that was the best part about him, you know. So like, you don't forget people that are acting like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, so in a way, like, it's, you know, I wish I could be giving him his flowers right now, but, you know, we didn't get to do that, you know. But the thing is, he would want this too. So like, I was like, is it too early? And I was like, you know what? Not really. Not for Jim, you know. Like, he would have wanted this.
Yeah, I just got back from his mass thing we had from him today, and then I put this on and boom, I'm like,
right.
This is perfect, man.
And this was him, man. And yeah, this was how he operated, and you know what I mean? And the band was killing it, dude, you know? Like, and it wasn't just that though. It was like he started killing it with the band, and then as time went on, he started bringing on all these other bands and then all these festivals and all kinds of stuff where people would come from other states and shit. So like, it started with something like, you know, maybe a little bigger with something like this.
Brutal Truth, like, holy shit.
Brutal Truth and Exit 13.
Void Remains, Incantation.
Yeah, Immolation, you know, featuring Dan Lilker.
Yeah. Sleeping on his couch when they came in.
And like, look at all the drink specials.
You gotta call for details.
Yeah. 8
and
other
all those
bands.
flyers were printed at Fleet Printing.
Yep. All free.
8 other bands are playing, you know?
And then one of those shows Inquisition played, it was like one of their first shows. Nobody had heard of them. And so Jim put them on like 2:00 in the afternoon or something. And we were like, who the fuck are these nuts? Because they were like putting maggots on the ground or some shit like that. And everybody's like, fucking little. We were mad at them because we're like, look at these little kids fucking doing crazy shit. But you know, we had no idea to go on to. You know,
well, there was and this happened at your show, which was kind of an epic. Well, at Club Babyhead, which was kind of like an epic thing in a way, like this right here.
sent his people to spread the word of their false paradise. I masturbate on the book of God, destroy the rotting angels, sodomizing from heaven.
All right.
so yeah. I was like, I can't be the only one laughing, right?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Great.
Yeah, so that band would rarely ever play out. So like for Jim just to get them to play out was like amazing, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But nobody then nobody knew who they were. If you had panned out to the crowd, there was like 5 kids that were standing around. Everybody else was like outside.
I don't remember being there. I'm sure it was there, but
I was there. I mean, I liked that band at the time, and like they barely played any fucking shows or did anything. So like they were like hard to get to play. You know what I mean? It wasn't their first show. Their first show was at G. Willikers, but it might have been like their second show or third show. So they didn't do too much. You know what I mean?
Hey, Roy, our heads cut off right now?
What do you mean?
Like in the video, I don't see like me and yours heads. You guys see us?
Oh, there you go. I can see you.
You're just in the dark in the shitter again, you know?
I know, he's so dark.
Like comment, pretty sure they were playing Techno Super Bowl NES.
I agree. I said that when they showed the screen.
Yeah, we were.
Like, that was football.
So Fred, didn't we wanted to like record it on VHS and then have people come over and place bets on the games, and then we would have we would know who won. So of course we'd win the bets. So, but no, I mean it never happened. But that's kind of what we wanted to do.
When I went to your house, when I first went up there with Incantation, there was like this massive like Freon tank, and I was like, "Oh, is that nitrous?"
Oh,
you know, like I was like all excited.
Dean
Scum brought that, man.
Yeah, I was all excited. I was like, "Is that nitrous?"
That was the Atwell department.
And I was young then, right? 4 years. I remember that.
I wanted to hit the nitrous tank, and they're like, "It's Freon." Some girl fell on her face last night.
Yes, I remember who it was and how bad it was.
Yeah, so bad.
Freon.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna hit that.
Yeah,
no. Smart move.
Yeah, at the time.
Ian shows up with that. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. It was pretty funny just that it was there, you know? I was just like, really, dude? I was like, oh shit, nitrous.
Yeah, this shit cools your car off. You want to hit?
Yeah. Someone didn't think Dean didn't think that through.
Yeah.
Stupid.
$5 a hit. Yep.
Simple
sounds
stuff.
Right.
Tom.
Sorry.
I was there to have to explain it to her parents.
Oh man. Sorry about that. Well, sometimes we make bad choices, but I made a good choice that day, obviously, you know? I was like, you know what? I'm not going to...
You still have all your teeth, right?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going to hit that. I'm
You're going to look at
not.
him in the situation and be like, no way.
It's pretty funny stuff, though. I mean, Jim was the first person that had showed me AC, actually, like an actual record of AC. I had heard of them.
Oh, it's so great.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I got the 7 inches," and they were like on his like coffee table thing, you know. And I was like, 5,643 songs on here, dude. He's like, "Yeah, man, that's rare too, bro. Wicked sick or some shit, you know." And like I was like, damn, man, like this was interesting to me because I was like, I've heard of that band, but I didn't know they had a friggin' record out with 5,000 songs on it, you know?
Oh, you know what? Speaking of this, Mike Mahan reached out to me. He was the guitarist of AC in the beginning, and he was saying that he was sorry he couldn't go. He's going to send a sympathy card to the funeral home because he doesn't know like your address or whatever.
Yep.
But you know the thing that Mike was telling me today was that. AC that like in Boston scene was like all these snobby kids and into metal, whatever. Nobody liked AC back then or even cared to know them. They couldn't get any shows, but that us in Rhode Island, you know, and in the what do you call it? The Monsters shit shows is like where they got their breaks basically, and they got inspired because we went nuts when they played. Where anywhere else they played, it was just like, oh, who are these morons, right? So he was like thankful to Jim and to us, for those times.
That's
cool. Man. I appreciate you sharing that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
you have
me
no
too.
idea how much this shit means to my family, honestly.
Yeah,
and I mean, you got to know the best times of his life was the band. I mean, and he would say that, you know what I mean? I mean, that was the best. He would never.
Yeah.
He always talked about it, you know.
Well, he did a lot.
Best times of his life, for sure.
Yeah, and he did a lot for other people. So that's the thing. Like most of us recognize, like he would bring armies of people together, literally, dude. So like, not too many people could do that, basically, either. You know?
For sure. He was unique, for sure.
I remember rolling into town. I remember rolling into town with Jim Rowe and some other incantationers, like Ronnie Dio, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And we were riding down the highway and we saw real big on the side of the road. It said Fleet Printing, like right on the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, I wonder if that has some kind of connection to where we're going, you know?
100%.
Yeah, it was cool,
man.
It felt cool, man. Me and Jim Rowe and these guys.
Time to time too.
Yeah.
That was a practice place from time to time.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
The show coming up, got nowhere to go. Dude, come on in here.
Come right here. You have the key.
You guys had like full page stickers. You know what I me? Like no one had that shit.
You're right. I mean, what a score to have being
this
band and print. Yeah, look. Yeah. Wow. Come on.
I got one left.
It's just amazing. Yeah, it's just amazing to have something like that. So that's like just, you know, the printing thing definitely happened. And, you know, like obviously it pumped up the band if Jim could go in there and print stuff. And you know what I mean?
You want to
that was the days where everybody handed out flyers. So Jim would print out, you know, a box of flyers and we'd go to shows all over the place and just hand out flyers.
Yeah. There was no other communication.
Too. You know, boots on the ground, man. That's how we got people to the shows.
Yep.
Yeah, and put stickers all over like every, you know, those toll booths, anywhere in Rhode Island, wherever you'd stop on a highway or anywhere in any intersection, you'd look over and like all the lampposts covered in stickers because you had unlimited stickers.
The Extreme tour bus when they played the Civic Center. Let's hit that with Phlegm stickers.
Just put them on anything.
We would drive places. Like I would you guys would pick me up in New Jersey and we would like drive to like Michigan or fucking Milwaukee or some crazy shit.
Oh, Milwaukee Death Fest.
We would take like long ass rides, dude, in that van.
Yep.
It was just massive, like as far as like, you know, in terms of like the stuff we were doing, like, you know, like we were young at the time, so it was just like, all right, get in the van, and now we're going like to this fucking far away fucking land, you know.
You still had the video of when the horn kept on honking every time we turned the steering wheel, and we're like, we can't do anything. We're all goofing around, and Jim's getting pissed off at us because the horn kept on honking every time we turned the. He's
playing it right now.
Let's keep turning the wheel.
Good
segue.
Come on, no way.
Wait till we take a turn, Holmes.
Wow.
What's the lowrider keeps beeping, Holmes? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, man, it's like good shit, man. You know, it's like you turn the wheel, man.
Oh my
and you
God.
see how big.
I can
Don't
pick
have
it
to
up.
hold in the hand and beep the horn, man. You don't have to touch the horn, Holmes. Hey, kid, beep the horn, man. Okay, Michael. It just beeps automatically, Holmes. Wait, we're not turning yet. Why don't you hold on? Hey, kid, beep the horn. Okay, Michael. No. You wash, Holmes, and we go to take a turn. We go take a turn, man. Holmes, check this shit fresh, Holmes. It's just bad, man. Bad as shit. You wait, Holmes. Till we got the tank filled up for cockroaches, man. That's right, Holmes. We're all set. Hey, let's give it 3 cheers for those cockroaches. 1, 2, 3. Holy shit, there's a quality in it. Okay, Holmes, we gotta make a turn here. Hey, man, let's give 3 El Guatos. Hold on, it's gonna stop beeping by itself, you know, or else people are gonna look at us real funny.
Hey, man, shut the fuck up. We're trying to talk back in.
Hey, shut the fuck up, Holmes.
Man, fuck you.
Hey, shut up, bitch. Okay, here we go. We are turning now.
Pussy, what, you want to fight?
It's not us, dude. Shut the fuck up. Dude, it's not us. Like they gotta go back to a room. Every time you turn the wheel, it goes off.
You make total noise and then you're gonna rent it out.
Commotion, we're not gonna play. Just
I
push
can't
this
do
fucking
it.
thing up, dude. Like
That's
I
what
did
I've been
before.
doing.
Every time I don't even touch the wheel, dude. Take it apart. You just gotta cut the horn. What's that noise, man?
It's the fucking dumb horn. You gotta cut the wire. I got fucking wire cutters in my fucking bag. Kill the van! Shut it off. Pull it in there and shut it off. They don't handle it. Anything behind me? I hope not.
Jim's like, dude, what the fuck? We're not gonna be able to play. Knock it off.
I know.
You ever see what's that movie?
Where's Son's car, man?
Two?
They find out they're gonna stay here.
Oh shit! Almost don't land in the water. Open the door.
Yeah, a lot of voices in there too from the old days, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I don't know why I chose that time to like record, but I was like, yo, I'm recording this.
So glad you did, man.
It's so funny, dude.
With us all the time.
Yeah. I mean, like, it just felt like and then you could see we all wanted to be like Tex-Mex at that point, right? The way we were talking and shit. Like that's how we were. That's how we were all acting.
Come on,
Speedy Gonzalez.
We're like fill up the tank with cockroaches. So yeah, we were like completely fucking shot, you know? Like I mean, and that van too. I had a picture of it too, which is funny. But in that van
that
too,
that was the one that he was standing on, right? What was that kid's name?
I have like a picture of the inside where we used to shoot the fucking BB gun from.
Yeah.
You know,
the sheet hanging up from the back of the van to the front, and we just shoot at it.
Yeah, we would like be taking a road trip, and then like somebody would be like, "All right, I get the rifle, and he'd be like, "Fucking,"
I remember
and then, like, shoot it.
Rifle.
One time we were in New Jersey one time, and instead of going to like Atlantic City, because I was too young. I think Tom was underage too at that point, and we ended up going to the boardwalk, and we ended up getting like those little like kazoos and like the bird whistles that you put water in and go. So we ended up we couldn't get our way out. We couldn't find our way out of there. And we ended up getting pulled over, and the cop pulls us over, and there's all of us sitting there. We're like, we have all these like plastic instruments. We're like, we're a band. We're trying to get out of here. We can't find our way home. He's like, play a song. So we're all sitting with the bird whistles. The cop's like, go that way, take a left, get on the highway.
Holy shit, dude. You get your bird whistle. What good timing.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. Let's see if I can fold it up. But yeah, that was interesting to see people shooting a gun in a driving car, basically.
Yeah, towards the windshield.
Towards the windshield. And then there was like BB gun holes through the windshield too, which is kind of crazy.
Those are the ones that got through, yeah. Those are the good shots.
Yeah, those were crazy to see, and they're from the inside too. It's like, dude, you could blow this whole window. Oh, wow!
That van was great though. It's like they had the barn doors on the side, the barn doors in the back, but it had a bench that went around each side and the back. So we stacked it with like Fred's bass amp. We put that down. We put the guitar amps, the guitar cases down. And then we put like a mattress over the top. So the whole back of it was just like a big bed. So
it was comfortable.
If you wanted to sleep, you wanted to do whatever, you just get back there and like everybody would hang around there and roll around. And
I would like roll with you guys because in Incantation's van it was like too hot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like you guys were like way more comfortable. So I was like, me and Ronnie, we'd be like, yo, we're gonna go drive in the Phlegm van. They'd be like, fuck you guys.
Cool man.
Yeah.
Well, because you had beers in there, and like everybody was like so shocked. They're like, "Yo, do you know you could stop on the highway and just get beers here?" I'm like, "Nah, they don't do that in New Jersey." I was like, "I don't even drink. I'm only fucking 17, dude. You know."
Yep.
Or 18, you know. Like I was a little kid, so I'm like, I don't even drink.
Me and Roy were the kids on that tour.
Yeah, me and Ronnie. Ronnie was the kid.
Yeah, that's right. Ronnie was
the full-grown adult.
He was
man
younger
kid.
than all of us, but he looked the oldest, and he was way more mature than all of us too.
Yeah, he was the full-grown man adult. You know,
yep.
Definitely.
Skippy was young back then too, but he just looked older.
Yeah, I mean there was that whole tour was like really funky because like we stayed with that dude's like family But then we didn't just stay for like a night. We stayed for like 10 days.
Right?
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like there was like 15 people staying there now with this dude's parents. Like,
right. Yeah, we couldn't go out in the street and play football without one of them there with us because we're in the Mexican section. And they're like,
oh shit.
So like people would pull up and they'd say, "What's going on?" And then either the mom or the girlfriend or Paul would be like, "They're okay. They're with us." And Paul told us, "She's like, don't go 2 blocks that way. It's black section. You're not black.
Right.
They don't want you there. Don't go 2 blocks that way. That's the white section. You're white, but you're with Mexicans. They don't fucking want you either." And we're like, this place is fucked.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy neighborhood.
Yeah, it was Paul from Splatteria's house.
Yeah, Paul Ramirez.
You know how Leo was on the chat? That's where I met Leo.
Right.
Because he was one of those guys who's like full like Mexican, but totally knew like Bathory and Venom lyrics, and he'd always be singing them. And then he was like, "Hey man, let's go weird." Like me, like he took us places that were like, "Whoa, shit, look at this place."
Yeah.
I can't even say some of the places, but yeah, he's like, "This is my uncle's place." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Some seedy shit.
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about the 4th of July parade there, where I was like, oh yeah, that was nice under the bridge and fireworks. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. The place that Ronnie got into, but he was a little. That's because he had the beard, Andy, that bird whistle. What it's a lot of bird
Andy
whistling
bird
comments.
Too.
Yep.
What? Yeah. No.
Apparently you did that well. So yeah, I wanted to talk about just a few more of these flyers I had in shows. There was like these shows we would go out to like Ohio and stuff. Remember stuff like that?
That was Ace Alonso's drum set from Butter Remains.
No, that's Jim Rowe's white set actually.
Looks like Ace's.
Yeah.
So maybe it was Jim's.
Yeah, this is at the Empire in Ohio or whatever.
That's awesome. See, like I never seen that,
Yeah,
I'm seeing so many pictures this week that I'm like, man, where have they been all these years?
At least Jim's shorts weren't shorts.
But he's got this.
He would wear those
shorts over the years.
And he got those
like
white.
the Florida pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Disney World.
Yeah.
You know what?
Tom, Jim, and Skip.
Tom was ride or die with these fucking shorts, if you remember, right?
The picnic.
They're like Larry Bird shorts.
Guys, the funniest story about those shorts, right? So in that picture, they're both wearing shorts. So one time we're in Florida and we meet these girls that were like biker chicks, but we couldn't tell. And they're like, "Oh, come with us, right?" And we all had the short shorts, and then we looked like, with the shirts and the hair and all that. And so we walk into this bar. It's a biker bar, right? As soon as we go in through the door, right, all the dudes were wearing like jeans and boots and stuff. But I was like, everybody's like eyes pan down, like they see us normal, and then when they see like
the bottom half
down, they look back at us. And we were doing the same thing. We're like, oh, okay, this is the way that you dress. It was hot as fuck. It was Florida, and they're all wearing like fucking thick jeans and boots. We're like, what the fuck? And then we were like, oh shit, we're gonna get killed. But they were totally cool.
Yeah. Definitely, dude.
Those fucking shorts.
Yep, Cleveland Bryan booked the show, exactly. That was he booked some shows at Flashes and at the Empire back in the day, There was good stuff, man. We drove out to Milwaukee. I went out to Milwaukee in the van with you guys. I remember that.
Yep.
It was a long ass fucking trip, man.
Yep.
Like 29 hours or some kind of shit in one fucking direction, So it was just like straight through, let's go. Who got the body glove? It was some kind of like a contraption where like there would be like bags of weed hidden underneath like a little fucking Gatorade container thing. So
body
glove. Yeah.
Body glove.
So it was like it looked like a drink container, you know what I mean? But at the bottom it had some screw off thing, and he's like, if we get pulled over by the cops, nobody is gonna know. If they get the dogs here, they're gonna know, but I don't think they really did the dogs back then,
Yeah, dogs were uninvented back then.
Yeah, they weren't. They didn't get invented till like the 1990s.
Different time.
1980. So yeah, I mean, there's a couple more tracks I'm gonna play, and then we're gonna wrap this up. I wanted to play something from the actual demo too, and then maybe you guys could talk about this or something. Maybe. Right, so back in the this guy's got a light on finally. The master.
He's got the master.
Yeah,
Wow.
so we actually back then I don't forget how we recorded this because my mind shot, but we had to take this one master and then dub it ourselves on my old stereo. And we Jim, because you could print, like, he made the cover, he made the sticker, so we kind of just put all the shit together ourselves.
Right.
Cool. And we had the 2 intros too. Remember the 2 intros? We had the one that was forward. Then Jim was actually trying to record where he was dubbing one of the intros, and then the tape was starting to get eaten, so he recorded it, and it came up with a different intro, and we started doing that on the other half of them. I still have that one too.
Oh really? I don't remember that.
Yeah. There was 2 different intros. There was one where the tape was getting eaten and it sounded pretty brutal. And then the other one was just Tom. It was you with the swelling bass, and Tom with ding dong dong. But then there was another one where the tape was getting eaten. It sounded fucking cool. I got that one too. I think I put that on YouTube.
Andy, do you remember where we recorded this?
Yeah, the place where I got the blow up doll to take to the prom. That was on Branch Ave. It was Josh Lyons. It was Josh Lyons from Triton that recorded us and had no idea what to do with like grindcore and death metal. So he was trying to clean everything up, and he sang Up All Night, Sleep All Day on Rock Sweeties from Hell.
Yeah, it was a hair metal guy.
Yeah.
So what did the guy have mics and like a little 4-track or something?
No,
or
he had a straight up studio, but
yeah,
okay.
Studio.
Yeah, this dude, he was in a band called Triton, and what was it? Triumph showed up at the Providence Civic Center, full Civic Center. And they had no other band to open up for him, so they were looking around. They had Triton open up for him. It was a sweetie metal band that opened
Too
up.
bad Jim didn't give him the Triton demo. Big. You guys could have opened up.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, when obviously that recording and the 7-inch are probably the ones that people talk about the most in a weird way. Like, would those kind of be like the last big recordings of Phlegm too?
They were the same recordings, weren't they, Fred?
Maybe, but
those are the 7-inch and Masturbation Mutilation and Consumed by the Dead were the same.
Yeah,
no, because I got the reels to the. Remember that when we recorded that place where that the guy got all mad because.
Everybody got mad at us.
No,
right?
no, this guy. No, that's what it was. First off, he got mad because he was Jewish and he was like, "Israel will burn again." What the fuck is that?
Oh,
right.
Oof.
That
ringing a bell.
And then he was like, he didn't want to mic my bass, because I had distortion on it, and so I wanted a speaker mic, and he's like, "No, I'm going to go direct, and it's going to be clean." I'm like, "Fuck you!" I was like,
"Where was that?"
I don't want it clean.
It was some he was like long hair, curly black hair. He was tall. And so we almost got in a fight. I had to leave because of that. But we eventually did get I got the reels from that, and I think that's where we made the record from.
Right, which would be this.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Masturbation Mutilation 7-inch.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Record.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, like, when people talk to me about Phlegm, they talk to me about this, and they talk to me about this. These are the two things that I hear the most about.
Man.
The Impetigo show and the Phlegm
that
demo.
That was the night after that party in New Bedford.
Yeah, this was the actual, like, fest, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was badass. Any free food on there?
Yep,
like
it says it. Free food. 12 bands and free food.
I don't know how he did it.
All for $10, too.
All
free
ages.
Yeah.
Free food kid.
Yo,
free food
$10.
Kid. Come on, man.
It's crazy to say a show like that was $10, though. Like, this show is like the equivalent to like a death fest, basically, later in life. Yeah. So, in a way, Jim was throwing like death fests before death fests were like.
There were T-shirts for some of these shows too. Like
I know.
Festival of Freaks and
Fleet's Press of Freaks. That's right. There's
still some T-shirts. People were selling them on eBay a couple of years ago for
over $100.
Oh yeah, they're going for a lot of money. Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I got some shit on eBay right now that I'm selling for a lot of money.
There you go.
Phlegm stuff?
Well, no, like just even like old, like anything you have that's old from the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
I went to a T-shirt place and they were selling T-shirts from the 80s for like $250. Crazy. Like, I should have saved everything. Who knew?
I sold a used sock on eBay for $7 one time. So.
I sold dirt from Yankee Stadium and sold it for $35 online.
Wow.
Dirt. I went, put it on eBay, put it in a Marlboro box thing, and it sold for $38, some shit like that.
Yeah, mine was a used sock, Steve. I had grandchildren in that sock. You know?
Oh God!
$7. Somebody paid for that shit.
You're going to be stepping on all those kids.
What about the connection between like Phlegm and AC back in the day? So like you guys were pretty connected as like boys. There's Tom with the carcass shirt and the boots.
Those boots. I always remember Tom in the boots.
You can't see the drywall screws going up the lace. They were there.
The white shorts.
They were both like, so when AC did that. So when I was talking to Seth, I put up a flyer at Newberry Comics where, we're looking for a new drummer for Shitscum because Pete left,
right?
And then Seth had been doing Satan's Warriors, and so he calls me up just to bust my balls because Seth was just a huge ball buster back then. So he calls up the number. He's like, "Oh yeah, who do you know?" I'm like, he just starts making shit up. And then so we started getting a pissing contest. I was like, my band's faster than your band. He's like, no, my band's like totally heavy. So he basically like through that conversation, like was making up like a band like AC in his head, like trying to tell me about it. And then so I went to go see Satan's Warriors, and then I found out that he was just basically joking. And then he's like, no, this AC band. So then we did a show at the warehouse, and that's where Jim and Steve and Bo and Pete, everybody like would go to those type of shows. And
right.
When they saw that, when we all saw that, like actually when I saw that too, I was like, holy shit, like because they did it great, right? They did that. They had a demo actually. That was like their first demo.
Gotcha. Wasn't that a casket place or something?
Yeah, the warehouse.
Right.
Yeah. And so when they played, we all fucking instantly loved them, even though they were like young and kind of nerdy. But we're like, holy shit, these kids are fucking awesome. So we loved them right off the bat. And they influenced everybody who was there, because everybody that was there was like, shit, I could do a band like this. And everybody, that's how Phlegm was born. Phlegm saw that. And they were, like the guys that would be in Phlegm, they saw that and they fucking, just like planned on it. And were like, well, we're doing this too. So right from the get-go, Phlegm, was really, liked AC a lot. And then the AC kids, like I said earlier, the AC kids were like super just nerdy kids from Newton. And then in Boston, nobody like gave a fuck about them, but they saw that, all these like dudes, crazy dudes were all into them, and they were like, oh shit, let's do this some more, and let's, So
well, that was cool too. For me, like when I first met you guys down at Paul Ramirez's house, like I don't know who it was or Fleet or something. He was like talking to me, and he said to me, he said something really fucking crude, And I was like, well, whatever, back to him, And like, it was really fucking nasty, He's like, hey, you're just like everyone in Rhode Island. Like, you say exactly what's on your mind, and fuck you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm from New Jersey, motherfucker. What the fuck, Like,
who are you talking about?
I don't know. It was like one of you guys, But basically, like,
that wasn't the first time we met, was it?
It was just like, it was kind of like, like, who the fuck are you talking to, And it was just like, he's like, oh, you're like us. I'm like, yeah. He's like, but then Paul kind of got into it too, and he was like kind of talking us down, and I was like, we were both talking him down, and he's like, when Disharmonic Orchestra stayed here, they got scared when we talked to them like this. So obviously, like, people from Rhode Island, Jersey, etc., like, we say exactly what's on our mind, whether like people fucking hate us or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not one fuck given.
Not at all, dude.
Zero.
Like 0.000. Rhode Island is a special fucking beast, I noticed. And I mean, obviously I'm from Jersey, so it was where the synagogue stored their scratch and dent caskets they couldn't sell.
Yeah, that was a place over in Attleboro.
Tom.
Yeah, that was a place in Attleboro, right across from, what was it, the Sun Chronicle?
Yeah, that's where I met Tom, because I think Steve or Fleet or somebody was like, oh, we know this kid and he rents a space, and we rented a space in his warehouse, and there was nobody else in the entire warehouse. So we just gave a space and like, you guys got to make a room there and pay us whatever our rent was actually. So they like made a room. Tom and this other kid Scott made a room, and then they were paying us rent, and then we were using that to pay our rent. So they basically were paying our rent. And that's how I met Tom.
You guys were texting somebody. So I'm going to play another little piece of the cam thing, and then we're going to be out of here because I'm going to shut out at 10:30. I have to play another piece of this because like this is just too fucking classic. Besides what Andy played.
Yeah, it was
like what, 91, I think.
Yeah. I forgot who played. I know Cannibal played.
Yeah, anybody else on there that's listening, there, pipe up, whoever. I'm sure there's a bunch of people on here that are like, yeah, I was at that fucking show.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some Thomas guys watching it nude.
We were like them guys. Like, I hated people that rip people off. And I remember going, like, when we were across the country, there was these labels that was ripping people off and shit. And, pay a fan to go over to his house and throw a rock through his picture window. This is back then, though. This is not now.
Right.
And that's what they did. Fuck you, you piece of shit. We put up all this shit. You're gonna make money off me, and you're not gonna. You asshole, you scumbag. That's shit. That's dog shit stuff. Come on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're supposed to be in the death metal family, and you're fucking your own people over. What do you do to your own family, you asshole?
Yeah, exactly.
You probably take money out of your mother's own pocketbook, scumbag.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, too, because, this whole scene, whether it be grindcore, hardcore, punk, death metal, or whatever, it was small enough that there's no room for somebody to fucking rip each other off because we're all fucking at the same level anyways.
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense. And then you'd always see the flyers that start going around afterwards. People were crossing it out going, rip off, don't fucking send anything, rip off label, rip off distribution, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how we did it. See the shirt I got on? Disma.
I just brought them here like 3-4 years ago.
Oh shit. You've been getting back into the shit.
But not as big as I was.
Right.
Okay. I did like a 20-year anniversary to the other Fleets Fest freaks. And it was a 20-year anniversary. I had them playing us.
Wow.
And a few other bands and shit, But I tried to get in Canada, but they wanted like $1 million to play, so I didn't have $1 million to give them. So
right,
being a little sarcastic, but they were too busy,
Yeah.
John's my boy. He knows I'm only screwing with him.
Totally.
He texted me yesterday.
Right on. Good.
We had some good times on that tour, bro. Woof.
Oh, the Michigan Death Fest too.
The original Incantation, the best.
What's that? Onward Golgotha, obviously.
Yeah, with Craig and Jim and Ronnie.
Right.
Yeah, I thought they were the best.
So Sam Biles is kicking in from Hideous Manglus. Fucking right.
Dude, that was my boy. I couldn't do it in that condition we had over here from Wetbacks, and have a great time, And then the girls I was with was like, whoa, I can't believe he said that. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, calling a wetback is like calling a black guy the N-word.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember that story. Holy
that was over the radio, and I was at the radio station.
I was with you.
Yep. Yeah, I was at the radio station, and then you guys were prank calling. They're like, "We're gonna come kill you," so we had to leave.
We were kind of nervous, and we showed up at the show in Houston. We're like, somebody's gonna get fucking shot, man.
We were nervous.
Stupid. Then we found out that it was everybody at Paul's house. They were the only ones listening to the radio.
Yeah, they were the only one listening to the fucking show, and they were calling us and giving us death threats. They're like, "We're coming down there and killing you, gringos!" we're like, "Oh shit!" We got in the truck really fast and left, and getting down low. Yeah. But I think after that, we were throwing bottles at bums actually, so it was kind of
bombing.
Yeah, we were bad kids.
That never happened. We didn't.
Yeah, we were bad kids, man. That's all I could say.
You guys were.
I don't know. Now we've repented, right?
No
At least we could talk about it and laugh, and I don't think anyone got too injured. Maybe just one guy.
One.
I talked to Paul Ramirez pretty recently, too, so we still stay in contact, and he's doing good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Texas. I drove to Fred Seraphic Decay to handle shit. That was me in Incantation, I know. Yeah, we went to the Seraphic Decay house and we smashed it.
That was a good time though, because we ended up booking the tour. There was Jim that, because all of his connections, Jim booked all the shows from Rhode Island all the way out to Chicago, and then all the way down to Texas, and then down across the Panhandle, and then all the way back up. But because of all the bands that Jim would talk to and hooked up with shows here, Jim was booking shows all the way out there, all the way around. So we did that tour of just, unfortunately, it was side by side with the Megadeth tour. So
yeah, it was side by side with the Monsters of Rock or something.
Yeah, it was a Thrash of Titans, wasn't it?
Thrash of the Titans.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thrash of Titans.
It was a really
but
weird
it was
timing.
We just happened to be there, but it was because of Jim's connections and everybody that Jim talked to. Jim booked that entire tour all the way around. And
yeah, I remember the funniest thing is, like, we're in Texas, and, like, you guys were so pumped up. You're like, yo, we just came from Arkansas, man. Arkansas is awesome.
Yeah.
The show in Arkansas was so sick. And I'm like, Arkansas?
No, the beach in Arkansas was sick.
Oh, wow.
The beach.
Yeah. What was his name, Fred? There was Uncle Buck. We stayed at Uncle Buck's house.
I don't remember
Dean had an abscessed tooth, right? So we found a beach in Arkansas.
In his 20s, by the way.
And we found his family. We started talking to this family, and they're like, "Come back to our house." And we had this rule: don't touch anything in their fucking house. Like they're cool as shit. They're they'll kill us.
Right.
They're cool. They let us stay at their house. We slept on their floor, but it was Uncle Buck, and they're like, "Hey, Dean, Dean had the abscessed tooth, so they smoked weed with Dean." And Dean's like, "Oh, this fucking place is great." But it was like a family from Ohio that was visiting their family in Arkansas. We met up with them at a beach in Arkansas, and they invited us back to their house. And we're like, "This fucking family's awesome. Don't touch a fucking thing. Don't steal anything. Don't break anything. Don't fucking, But it was really cool, man. They invited us right in the house.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, a beach in Arkansas. There's no beaches near Arkansas.
No, there was a beach in Arkansas. That's exactly what. And that was right after we pulled into a campground and lit off fireworks inside the campground. And what was it? There was a little.
Is this Jim Fleet telling this story or Andy? I'm sorry.
No, dude, it was real. Kid, I'm telling you, it was real.
No, I booked 10 death shows. So listen, we're going to conclude this because I got another interview coming up tonight. If you guys want to tune in to the other one, that would be sick. We're going to be doing an interview with Dylan from Head Split Records. So thank you guys for coming on. I didn't really expect anybody to come on. I thought I'd be on here by myself. But I appreciate you, Steven, too, for coming on. I hope that, you got to hear this or you get to check out the rest of the playback. And a lot of people love Jim Fleet, and he did a lot of stuff for a lot of people. So, like, he's important to us in the underground. And I'm sure you could see by all the people that are watching this and were interested in this that, like, he made his fucking mark, dude. He's, like, you know what I mean? He kind of is, like, God tier early death metaler, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that makes any sense.
Totally.
So, thank you for coming on, man. And
thank you for
appreciate
everything, man. I appreciate you did this. This is...
Yeah, and love to your family, you know, and Katie and everything, you know. So
I appreciate it.
Definitely
Everybody reaching out.
Yeah, check the
man.
playback.
So moving. Yeah, I will.
Playback.
I think you were on like an hour or so before, and then I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, YouTube is eternal, man. It just stays up here, and you guys can watch it or whoever, and thank you, Ken.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Andy. Thank you so much, man. For everything.
Buddy.
This is insane.
Steve, good seeing you again, man.
Yeah, Katie,
definitely
right there,
check back. Exactly. We love you. We love the Fleets. You know what I mean? You did a lot for all of us too. So that's the difference. Like we are a family in metal. So
totally. Yep.
All right. So we're signing out. Death Metal Podcast. See you guys.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Take it easy, guys.